Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Cool Black Nerd, and welcome to another week of Other People's Computer, where we help programmers and engineers who work in the cloud to not only improve their careers, but to also improve their lives. And this week I wanted to talk about burnout. For people who aren't familiar with the concept of burnout, let's go ahead and lay the foundation for you. So burnout is basically when you feel mentally, spiritually, and physically wiped from just completely being overworked. And it happens a lot in the tech industry. I'm gonna be honest with you, it happens a lot. You gotta hit a lot of deadlines. It might be just priorities and things that pop up. I know me being an SRE, I get burned out really quickly because I have to do a lot of context switching. So what that may consist of is like maybe I'm working on a project here, and I'm getting into the zone, and I kind of got some stuff going on, and an emergency pops up. Maybe a production issue pops up, and when a production issue pops up, now I have to context switch to figure out how to solve this production issue before I have to maybe context switch and go back to working on another project or helping someone with another issue. And before I actually got into the industry, one thing I wish I would have really understood was the importance of having a support system. This is one reason why I actually preach so much about getting into a community, getting involved with people, getting around people. And the thing was that I was in the community, but I was like in the community, really just kind of soaking up knowledge, soaking up information about how I could become a better engineer, or what tools do I need to learn, and more of the tangible ideas of being an engineer. One thing I just didn't think about was just the mental health side of this whole thing. I never thought about mental health going into tech. I just didn't. I never thought about burnout and getting tired, because I felt like people who programmed and who are engineers, they're passionate about it, and this is what they want to do. Lies. It's not how it works. It's not sustainable. Yeah, sure, you can definitely start off with a huge head of steam in the beginning, but at some point it's going to level off. And the reason why it's going to level off is because life happens and you gain more responsibilities outside of life, or better yet, you may gain more responsibilities at work, right? And because you gain more responsibilities at work, maybe your day-to-day is not as sexy as what it used to be. It's not as fun as what it used to be, because now you have all of this responsibility. And so even though you might love the tech, the reality is you understand that it's a business and you have to get things done in order for the business to move forward. When you get burned out like that, one thing that I've seen that's happened with me is like my communication just is no bueno. I don't feel like talking. I don't feel like saying what's going on, because I'm already in the mindset of I just need to get it done. I just need to get it done. I just need to get it done. I don't know if that's the healthiest way of going about that. I really genuinely don't. I don't think just saying I need to get this done and pushing through it is a healthy way of dealing with burnout or pushing through these moments of lulls. I think it's important to have a support system where maybe you can have a mentor that you speak with, or maybe you can have a manager that you built a relationship with that you can speak about, hey, can I have somebody come in and help me out with the work? Can I have somebody maybe come in and just give me a little push to kind of get me through this thing or something like that? Having those relationships really help push through burnout. When you're in a position where you work in a silo a lot, chances are that you will get burned out a lot more quickly than you would if you were in an environment with a team that supported you. The reason why it's so important to have the support during that burnout time is because you don't want to sink into this hole of burnout being your perpetual state. That is just it, that you're just always in burnout. I've met programmers and engineers that have been burned out for 20 years. You don't want to be that person. Those people don't get better. They become very jaded by their work and by the industry. And essentially they just become the type of programmers and engineers that come in every day to just collect checks. You don't want that. That's not what you want. So you want to make sure you got a support system in place so that you don't end up in this hole of just being in burnout all the time. And another thing that is very valuable to dealing with burnout is having an outlet that is not tech related. Not allowing programming to be your only outlet for anything, because you're human. Like you're human. I get it. Interacting with computers and building things and stretching your imagination is very fun. But I think it's just as important to make sure you're stretching your imagination in other ways than just programming. I think whether it's, you going out and painting, or you working out, or you just kicking in with friends, or you picking up quilting, or you just finding other hobbies that aren't tech related, I think that helps a lot with the burnout, because it gives yourself a release. Do not make programming your career, your hobby, your everything. Still have something else out there that allows you to gain a different perspective. And it also just helps with your work and your creativity in general to also have an outlet. That's just, you can only see a problem from one perspective for so long before you run into a wall to where you need to bring in other perspective in order to solve certain kinds of problems. And when you have that perspective, when you bringing in other elements from other parts of your life, it just makes it easier to push through the burnout, to also look at your work from a different perspective and come up with new solutions and just be more creative overall. I think that's really, really important. You don't necessarily need to make programming your end all be all. I've yet to see a lot of people that just program themselves out of burnout. I don't see that often. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. I'm not saying that it has not happened. I'm sure it has. I'm saying from my perspective, that's just, once again, another thing that's very difficult to sustain. Get some sleep, man. Look, get some sleep. Don't do this thing. Look, I made this mistake. Programming till 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I still do it. Studying, reading, always just taking in information. Man, look, take a break. Just take a break. Go get you some sleep. Go rest. It's cool. Like, the problem is going to be there in the morning. Don't feel like you got to work into the night hours. Like, it doesn't make sense. It's actually counterproductive. So overall, 3 things. Make sure you have a support system. Make sure you have people that you can speak with and confide in about your burnout, and just being transparent about where you're at and things that you can do to kind of let them know, like, look, I'm not being lazy, I'm just tired. Like, make sure you have that there so people can understand and communicate. Don't bottle in, don't keep it to yourself. You don't want to internalize your burnout. Don't internalize your burnout. 2, make sure you have activities outside of, your programming and everything that you're doing technically to be able to sink some energy into, because those activities are going to allow you to get that reprieve that you need from the work that you've been doing every day. It's fine. You don't have to be all tech all the time. Find something else to do. It's perfectly fine. And the last thing, get some sleep. Get some sleep. I'm telling y'all, get some sleep. I suck at it. You can see the bags under my eyes. You know what I'm saying? You can see the bags under my eyes. Get some sleep. It helps. I promise you it helps a lot. Get some sleep. Don't feel like you got to be programming or coding 24 hours a day. Don't feel like you got to be learning something 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Give your brain a break. Those are my 2 cents. Let me know what you think. Have you dealt with burnout? When you dealt with burnout, what were some things that you did to get out of it? What were some hacks, if you will, that allowed you to not lay in that proverbial hole that is burnout? Let me know. I would love to hear other people's perspective. I'm still learning about it. I still deal with burnout. I just thought it would be really cool to talk to and just talk to y'all in a different format. This is a little bit more loose, not as production heavy as what I would typically do, but I just kind of wanted to try something different, talk about burnout a little bit, and just get your 2 cents on it. So hit me up. Definitely follow me on Twitter, Instagram at Cool Black Nerd, COOLBLKNERD. Definitely follow me on there, and follow me on Twitch every Tuesday. I'll be streaming. I think we're gonna call it Terraform Tuesday, where I'll be, working on things like Terraform and building infrastructure and stuff like that. And I'll probably be getting into more Golang and other stuff like that. And also, please be sure to check out my other videos. Check out my first 2 videos on my channel. Once again, just trying to be here every week, giving y'all content, and help y'all navigate your career in the cloud. So this your boy, Cool Black Nerd. Holler at me, and I'll see y'all next week. Peace.